This is Glove Gossip, Thursdays, and I'm here with my good pal Jordan.
Pleased to be here.
How you doing,
Go for the
mate?
show. Thank you very much. Good to chat.
So we're just gonna have a bit of talk about what's going on in the boxing world. There's a lot to talk about this week. What should we start with, George?
I think we've got to get straight into the announcement of Fury.
Fury coming back.
Got to, haven't we, really? You know, he was being from Manchester and he's Manchester born and raised. I think we start with Fury.
I always knew he was gonna come back. I think he does it. I think he goes out of retirement to come back to get more money out of Turkey. I think he's not daft. I don't think he was ever gonna plan on staying retired ever.
Well, how many times has he retired now? You know,
Is it the 4th time?
Yeah, maybe into double digits. I don't know. He says it a lot, but he's here. He's been announced. So, you know, I think we're all. I want to see it. I know I read a lot of the comments when he put it up, and there shouldn't be a third fight. But this is a massive fight. Again, it's for all the marbles again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think I'd personally want to see it again. I don't like I said. I read the comments. People will say they don't want to see it. I'm down for it. I like the high IQ of boxing.
I think people want to see the AJ and the Fury more than they want to see the Usyk and the Fury fight, don't they?
110%, obviously. But that fight will still be there. And with the WBC, I've already said, if Fury comes in, he's number one ranked. He's not going to say that's downstepping with Joshua, is he?
Nah.
He's going to fight for the belts. You know, Fury's a bit of a legacy man, and he's not going to be chasing, the Joshua fight just yet. He'll see if he can be Usyk, which we don't know. He's had 2 attempts of it. He's failed on both. So we've got to see. And then if he gets beat again, that Joshua fight will still be there. Well, that's what I think anyway. That's my opinion. I still think no matter what happens, that Joshua fight's always going to be there.
Yeah, 100%. But I don't think Fury wants to give AJ the chance. I think they just hate each other that much. I think they could have fought loads of times now over the years, couldn't they? And definitely. I think AJ didn't want to give him the chance, and then Fury didn't want to give him the chance, and they both thought they were better than each other. But I think they should just scrub all that. I think they should just get it on. I think they should be fighting before the Usyk fight. I do believe that's the fight that everyone wants to see. He's already fought Usyk twice.
Yeah.
I think that's the fight that he needs. But I'm up for watching Usyk and Fury 3.
Yeah, I said that. I said when it got announced, I'll happily watch that. Again, obviously, you going back to the Joshua fight. Again, they're both coming off losses.
Yeah.
But again, what I found out as well now, with this being all blown up, there's going to be a third fight. Is Usyk overlooking Daniel Dubois a little bit now?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what I think. Is it taking the shine off Dubois? And the same as when Joshua fought Dubois, and everyone was going, Joshua's going to beat him. And Dubois got in that ring with no weight in the world on his shoulders. He got in there and he was like, right, well, I'm going to do a job here. And he did the job. Yeah. So again, is this taking the limelight off that? And also, what I brought up before as well, is what happened to Parker.
Tight on Parker, innit?
Josie Parker
just keeps getting forgotten about.
Exactly, he's been active. He's been,
and he keeps getting offered these big fights, and then all of a sudden he's not getting offered the big fights. He's getting offered Moses Vutama or Dillian White or.
Yeah, he deserves his payday, Parker.
Yeah, of course.
He deserves that payday. He's beaten Zhang, and then he beat Wilder, and do you know what I mean? And he beat Bacoli the last fight as well.
I wonder why he's just getting forgotten about. Do you think he's unavoided? Do you think we're all avoiding him?
I don't know, because obviously he has been in with a few. He has had a few tough losses, but he's gone back up that way. So he went down the ladder. He's come back up the ladder, and he at the end of the day, if he's winning, you can't stop that. You can't say no.
Yeah.
And he's winning. He deserves a shot. He deserves the shot over Fury because of the last couple of wins he's had.
Yeah, of course he does.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What about the fight this weekend? Harlem Eubank.
Well, there's no secret.
No
secret. I'm a massive Jack Catterall fan. I do really.
I've never been really. Do you know what? I love him. Obviously, I support the kid. He's from Charlie. I back him. But it's just I went to watch him live. We went and watched him. What was it? Progress.
Regis Progress.
Yeah. And that's when I realised I never believed in Jack would be world level, because I just watched him hold his feet all through the fight. And I know he's a counter fighter, and I know he loves to counter punch, but there's no Do you know what I mean? With him?
I get what you mean. There's no entertainment purpose.
Yeah, there's no.
When you've watched some fighters and they're going to go and attack, but I love that because I think that is such a skill for someone to stay there in the pocket and he moves, he counters. I think that's an art. I really do, and that's why I really like that high IQ Jack Catterall. But Barboza, in his last fight, he played it to a T. The game plan was absolutely brilliant. He was in the pocket, he was out the pocket, he was in the pocket, he was out the pocket, and Catterall really couldn't deal with that. Catterall had land 2, and then Barboza had land 3. And as soon as he come out, he was landing on Catterall. So he was enforcing that he was landing the more punches, which I thought Barboza was brilliant that night. I really do. And maybe Catterall wasn't 100%. I don't know, but
do you think it's too early for Harlem?
I don't know. Harlem is brilliant.
Yeah, he fights more like Chris Eubank.
Yeah, he goes to war, and he deserves his shot, regardless what anyone says. And I think Catterall is a man to say, right, well, if he deserves a shot, I'll fight him. Because he got sidelined through Josh Taylor for years, didn't he? For being undisputed. He let him go and fight over in America to get the undisputed, come back, and then obviously he got his chance, got robbed, obviously, we all know that. But Jack Catterall's the one to say, right, well, you deserve your shot, let's fight it. And you've got to respect that. I think Catterall beats him on points.
So you're going with Catterall this week?
Yeah, I think he beats him on points. I really do. But again,
I'm going with Harlem on points.
There we go then. Have to put a tenner on it.
None of them will knock each other out.
I don't.
Jack might knock him down. I think Jack's got a bit more power than Harlem in him.
And the thing
is,
if
he does catch him on the way in, I think he'll might put him down. Yeah. But I don't think he'll knock him out. He'll get up and then it'll.
Yeah, that's the key. When Catterall lands, you can't see him, and that's why. He did with Prograis walking in.
Sharp little hooks on the way in.
The bang, the right hands and everything. And he caught Prograis cleaning him down. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I like him, because you can't see the punches when he throws them. And you don't know what's coming. And I think that's what shocks you more. It's not like they're hurt. I don't think Prograis was hurt, but he shocked him. And I think when he hit him and he went down, he thought, all right, sweet. I mean, with a bit of a, a tasty fighter here. And then Catterall just went, as soon as he knocked him down, he went levels above again. But yeah, I really want to see Catterall be world champion. I really do think he deserves it.
I hope you're all enjoying episode 1 of Thursday's Glove Gossip, because there's going to be plenty more to come of this. So I wanted to talk to you about Meatball Molly as well.
That was completely out of the blue.
Out of the blue, that.
Completely out of the blue.
I love Meatball Molly.
I do. She's very entertaining. She's good on the microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She can bring, again, more women to the sport as well, especially from being in the UFC as well. So she's got them followings. They're going to follow her now to the boxing game. Again, more eyes on the boxing game as well. And what I always noticed, Molly was stand up. Do you know what I mean? From previous fights, she's good, but she's good with her elbows, and now she can't throw them elbows. So it'll be interesting to see her actually IQ of boxing and see what she can do. But look at Holly Holm.
I was thinking, do you think she'll get I'm wondering, because MMA fighters, they stand straight on.
Yeah.
Right? So the stands, when they're taught to fight in the UFC, they stand like that, so they can use all 4 of them weapons. I'm just wondering how a technique will actually adapt to her, because we've seen it before. We've seen it with Darren Till. I'm not putting it down, but I don't think any of these MMA stars are ever going to be magnificent boxers.
Yeah, I agree.
Only because the way they've been bred into the MMA stands from the word go.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know what I
mean? Only ones that you can see with the amateur, they have that amateur pedigree, and it was like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall was professional, and you can see that with the others. Like you said, they stand up because they've got to see the kicks coming, they've got to see elbows coming, the hands, so they all stand that a little bit square on, which obviously professionally do that. You get knocked down. It's quite simple. But the thing is, what I watched the other day was the Holly Holm. Now, she was former UFC champion, beat Ronda Rousey.
Right.
I think she's had 15 years out of boxing. She's come back and tell you what, she was absolutely fantastic. The jab, the right hand, and she was, boxing a girl that had a few fights as well. And I thought she was brilliant.
So we think she's going to be all right then, Molly, yeah?
Only time will tell, won't it? So we'll see what happens.
I'm looking forward to just watching her in the ring again, whether it's Octagon or the ring. I think she's just an amazing, what is it,
aura.
And, she's just a genuinely nice
person. She is,
humble.
You never see anything bad said about her. and everyone, is talking, it's always talking about her, and she does a lot for Liverpool for the charity basis and all that. Do you know what I mean? She's a credit to, mixed martial arts and combat sport. So again, it'd be nice. I thought she might have gone into bare knuckle because you see a lot of them.
That's where they transition.
Yeah, and he transitions to bare knuckle, but she's marketable, which is the reason probably why Eddie Hearn signed her, because she's marketable. So that's why they've gone probably down that route, thinking, well, you can fill out the stadiums.
Role model, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
Role model for all the kids.
A lot of the women are Natasha Jonas, Katie Taylor. Do you know what I mean? They're all, credit for girls going into. Because I remember, when I used to box years ago, and there was never any girls in the gym. Do you know what I mean? And now you go out to a lot of them, and there's girls training. They want to be like Katie Taylor.
Now.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So it's it's opened the gates, it's opened the floodlights for all the young girls who actually want to take part in boxing.
It's brilliant. Well, I think the last subjects that we need to touch on is Ben and Eubank 3, Ben and Eubank 2. I mean, not 3. It's getting Usyk and Fury mixed up then. But Eubank and Ben, number 2.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, we're going, George.
I'm definitely going. I'm definitely going. I missed out on the last one because it was Amsterdam, but I'm gonna. I'm definitely going to tune in for this one. Definitely.
Do you think it'll be as explosive as the first one?
No,
I don't. I think they're going to be a bit more technical this time.
I think Ben will come with the same game plan. I think he will. Do you not?
No, I don't think Ben will come like that this time. I think Ben will come a bit more
composed.
Not even composed, because he can't compose himself.
No, he can't.
He can't.
He likes to fight, and that's the thing.
So not even composed.
He's got that dog in him.
I think he'll come a bit more technical, because I think last time he just let it all just fucking
the emotions.
Yeah, he just let it all out.
Yeah.
And this time I think he'll come a bit more. I think he knows where he needs to tweak a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he'll come a bit more sharper, a bit more positive this time. Do you know what I mean? Like last time, it was just all rushed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think they rushed it. I think they were both rushing last time.
He wanted to hurt him, obviously. Ben wanted to take him out. He was quite simple from the get-go.
Yeah, this time he'll pick his shots better.
But then Eubank's very, very, his ring IQ is very good. And I think Eubank won't stand in them pockets and trade this time. I think it'll be a masterclass from Eubank.
Maybe that last fight took it out of Eubank.
You never know. Again, with this hydration clause, and that was the biggest thing I wanted to see, was, are we going to have the same terms? Are we going to have it at a normal weight? But Eubanks obviously said yes, I'll do the same complete rules as last time. The hydration clause I'm happy with. But he ended up losing like 40% of his purse, didn't he, or something? Because he had 20% for the egg incident, and then 20% for obviously missing the weight. So
I was there for the egg. That was one of the best press conferences I've ever been to. Man.
It was crazy. I just wanted to know how long he kept them in that pocket for.
It was definitely planned.
Yeah, 110%. Because no one walks around with 6 pockets in the pocket, 6 eggs in the pocket, did it?
It was definitely planned.
No, it was. But he would tell you what fight. It was 2 literally fighters having an absolute tear up. Do you know what I mean?
The best fight I rate that we're gonna see this year, maybe next year, and then the next years to come, because of how the build up was to it. The intensity up to it. Like even this one now, number 2, like everyone wants to see it, but it's not got that same, because we've seen it already.
It takes a bit of the gloss off it, doesn't it? But for actual natural boxing fans, are like, you know what? Let's get it. Do you know what I mean? Let's watch the second fight. And obviously it'll be, people who want to see Ben try and win, and to get a third fight. Again, we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what the game plans come in. And again, it's not going to be as the hype, because we had the whole situation with Chris Eubank Sr. He's not coming, he's not coming, and then turns up, and then the crowd go mental.
I didn't think he'd turn up, No, he didn't.
I didn't think he turned up from what he said, but again, it's a mind
game.
Special,
though. That in that moment on its own.
Yeah.
I think that ring walk and everything about
it was special.
Yeah, it was special.
He, to be fair, if the fight was happening, he should have been there anyway, regardless, because it's his son and he's a massive figure in the British boxing scene. He deserved to be there.
100%.
And, you know what I mean? His son, and you know, Nigel Benson, Connor, you know, they put on a show and they put on a great fight. Do you know what I mean? People will always remember that fight. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
From now to the, I don't know whether there'll be another fight like that. I don't know, but I'm saying that's probably one of the best fights I've ever seen in my life, and it's gonna be for the next couple of years.
British level.
Yeah.
British. I mean, you look back and you know, with the thing is with the whole of English boxing is and the British boxing is, we don't get to see a lot of them fights happen.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? They're always avoided, and they go two different paths, and they'll go, well, we'll meet at this stage, and then we never get to see him.
Well, we do now, innit? That's why boxing at the minute is so exciting, innit?
Well, you've got to thank Turkey, haven't you? Do you know what I mean, for this? You know, he's getting more payday for him, and he's just bringing it up that extra level, which is, you know, great to see, because some of these fights we would never seen them, and you know, it's good. It's good for all the sport.
Right, there's a little question I want to ask you before we finish. I'm asking everyone at the minute.
Okay.
Right, if we went to war, you had to pick 5 British fighters to have in your unit. What 5 British UK fighters would you pick?
Have they got to be active or
retired? No, they don't. No, you could have Carl Froch. You could have. Don't have to be, and you could have MMA fighters. You could have boxing fighters.
That's
FC fighters.
That's a tough one. That is a very, very tough one. You have to go for Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Right. Oh.
Have the Gypsy King in there, haven't you?
Yeah,
send him in first.
You've got to have the Gypsy King in. Gypsy King. Going to take Lewis McGrillen with me.
Yeah, you've got to take little Lewis.
Going to take Ricky Hatton. And I'm going to take Darren Till.
Darren Till is a good one, yeah.
I'm going to take Darren Till with me as well, yeah.
Five, that.
It is a strong 5, yeah. Maybe could have added a few more other people in there, but I'll probably change my mind as soon as the camera goes off. I'll probably change my mind and pick someone else. But right now, that's my mentality. That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
5, right. Well, we'll leave it there, mate. Until next week.
Yep.
And everyone, make sure you like and subscribe.